it is Tuesday, June 13th, 2017. Tonight's topic we're going to be talking about, I actually changed my mind. I had written something down earlier, but I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be fully transparent with you guys. I'm going to bring into the room something I've personally been struggling with this month, something that has happened to me before, or a lot. And I know that if I'm struggling with it, I know it affects not only my business, but it affects my mindset, it affects my health, it affects you guys ultimately because it affects my leadership too. And I think it's and I'm glad that I decided to do this because, for instance, I'm at Success Club 0 and the entire team is. And I'm not blaming anyone but myself because the last 2 months, I know I came in and I personally felt like I was feeling good. I won't lie to you guys. I was feeling fearless. I had big goals, and I'm not going to lie. Like I felt great when I accomplished them, and it was a great feeling. In full transparency, June 1st rolled around, and I don't know why, but I felt incredibly defeated. And I felt like, as great as it was to hit some great goals and accomplishments back in April and May, and even from February, just that insane bit of, hitting Success Club last minute, I started the month feeling a little defeated. And before you guys maybe roll your eyes and think, wow, Claire, like that's really like arrogant or something like that, hold on for a second, because I don't want you guys to start any kind of comparison game here. But I want you to realize for a second that, at the start of the month, your online office goes back to 0. Your personal volume goes to 0. Your Success Club points go to 0. Your leadership ladder, everything goes to 0, and you have to start over. And for a while, most months I felt really excited. I was like, yeah, it's the start of a new month. I have all this time to hit Success Club. And that's true. And we still have all this time to hit Success Club. It's only the 13th of the month. So that's why I'm not freaking out about it. But at the first of the month of June, I kind of had a different feeling. And I had this feeling of, how the hell can I repeat what I just did these last 2 months? And that thought went into, oh my God, I don't think I can. I've only, I've hit Success Club 10 a handful of times, but I'm like, how the hell can I keep doing that? Felt like I've exhausted a lot of my people that I've invited. I started to question myself. I started to question my future. I started to question whether I still wanted to coach. I started to question where I wanted to be in a year from now. I get emotional thinking about this. I started to question where I wanted to be as a wife, as a future mom one day, and wondered how that would look. It's no secret to you guys that my big dream is to be a full-time coach, and I started to think, what the hell would that look like? I can't even get my shit together now. What will that look like in a year from now? If I'm pregnant or if we have children, how the hell am I going to be able to balance and fit this all in? And all of a sudden, all of these negative things came rushing in, and it's because I let them. I let all these negative things come in. I let myself just start thinking and believing all of these things. And so for one, that's reason number 1, I'm still at Success Club 0. Reason number 2, I've probably been slightly quieter in the team page than usual at times. But it's frustrated the hell out of me because it's not like me. Ever since I became a coach, I have always prided myself on the vision and the passion that I have for being here. And but we don't talk about this negative, yucky side very often. And I think what I see happen a lot, because I know it happens with me, and I see it happen with you guys on this team. I'm not pointing out anyone in particular. I'm just saying I know this happens, is that when we start to feel this negative thing, like I blank, if you fill in the blank, like I suck, or I fail, or I miss that goal, or I don't make enough money, or I don't make the kind of money that I want to be making, or anything like that. Whatever it is, doesn't even have to be business related. Maybe it's about your health. Maybe it's like you want to be losing more weight. We start to get attached to that, and I think for me, it's easy to kind of fall down that spiral and just spiral down and kind of start to repeat those negative things over and over again. And then what happens is that we find ourselves isolated, lonely, and pushing ourselves into a corner, into believing that I'm only those things that are right in front of me that you've been telling yourself that whole time. And that's a dangerous spot, because when you isolate yourself, you're not only pushing away all the positive things in your life, but you're pushing away yourself from this team. You're pushing away yourself from your coach, or from coach mentors, and everybody else on this team, and our network, our creator team and things like that. And I think that's the worst thing you can possibly do, because when you start to withdraw, I mean, you can probably draw all the kind of metaphors we're talking about here, if you want to talk about mental health and things like that too. But I'm getting real with you guys, because I love every single one of you guys. You guys are all here for a reason. You guys are all on this team for a reason. You all joined Beachbody for a reason. And I would hate to see that happen to you because you were too scared to reach out for support. You were too scared to believe anything better about yourself. You were too afraid that I'm just always going to be fat and I'll never be able to lose those 7 pounds. Or I'm just an anxious person. I'll never be able to overcome this. I will never be able to help anybody. I will never be able to hit Success Club. I will never be able to hit Emerald. I'll never be able to advance my business to Diamond or anything like that. Guys, that's a dangerous, dangerous land to be. Now, I'm not here to say that it doesn't happen to all of us. I'm saying I'm doing this call because I want to be fresh and real with you guys. That's why tonight's call is about limiting beliefs and how to overcome them. So I started to share with you guys a few of mine. So I want us to go around in a circle, and without giving, necessarily your full life story, I want everyone to share what their number one biggest limiting belief is about themselves, or yourself and this business. And then, once we all do that, I want to talk about how we're going to move forward. Okay? That sound good? Kate, you can even join in with us too, girl.
Yeah, I'll join. I don't mind. I can start too. What you were just talking about and saying about how you have anxiety and you feel like you might not ever be able to get over that and be able to fight past that. I mean, that's my definite number one. I do struggle with anxiety. Sometimes it's pretty debilitating. It's to the point where I am afraid to do normal things because I'm anxious about them. So I definitely get that. And I get that feeling of being afraid that it's not going to go away. But even joining this program has helped me cope with that. I mean, obviously working out helps your mind state, your mental balance, and that's helped, and talking to people has helped. And so I'm definitely getting more close to where I want to be, but definitely not there. But I think if I were to get serious about coaching, I think that would be my number one thing that would kind of hold me back, is just that anxiety. But every day I get stronger, and I know I'll get there. So gotta work towards it.
Oh, love that. Thank you so much, Kate. I think so many people can relate to that. I think there's a lot of us. I mean, you have the 4 of us here, but I think I would probably be remiss to say that our entire team can.
Yeah. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't like to talk about too. And it's not really something that anybody goes around and shares. Oh yeah, I have terrible anxiety. Here I am. But I think everyone can resonate with that a little bit at least. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they say the things that you say to yourself in private are what shows up on the outside in public. And I think the same thing can be kind of translated and metaphorically applied to our business too, because not only are the things that we say to ourselves going to translate into our physical health, but our physical health is our business, right, guys? And so not only does it affect our physical health, but it's probably going to affect how you post. It's going to affect your conversations. It's going to affect how your mindset and how you run this business and how you run your month. So I think that's so true. And that's something I've been battling this month. It sucks. I should probably preface this by saying I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving any of you guys. I'm just dealing with the shitty mindset. And I'm just like, go away. And I wish it was a light switch, but it's not. And it's just like anything else in life. You have to keep fighting through it. So
yeah. Like one thing my dad always told me was, I think Caroline, you actually posted something about this too, how only you can control your happiness. No one else can really bring you down. It's just you, which is kind of a powerful thing to think about, but at the same time, it's really true. I mean, obviously sometimes outside sources can help bring you down, but it's you that lets those things get to you at the end of the day. So the way that you control your mind and the way that you take what others say kind of with a grain of salt is really important too, because it's true. At the end of the day, you do control your own happiness, and you have to get out of your own head before you can let everyone else get out of your own head.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Kate. That was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Next, Allie, do you want to share?
Sorry, I had myself muted. But so I would say that the biggest thing that I feel hold back and that I get a little bit anxious about and definitely limits me is not feeling like I am where I want to be, especially like business-wise. Like I signed up in January and I still, don't really, I'm not finding like a lot of success. And that has me feeling like when that power hour rolls around and that stuff comes around, I'm like, well, why am I going to reach out? Why am I going to have these conversations when the same thing's just going to happen? So getting frustrated and limiting myself in the thoughts that I'm not feeling like I'm not going to get where I want to be. And obviously, again, that brings in the mindset and how whatever mood and mindset you're in is going to come through in those conversations and in your posts. And I mean, everything is going to show through saying that like you're kind of not feeling confident in what you're doing. So then why should someone trust that anyways? But
no, and that's so real and that's so raw. And one thing why I'm having you guys do this, I was torn between having you guys actually say this out loud, because they say that what you say kind of comes to fruition. But I'm taking the approach of we're going to say this to get this out, and we're going to get it out of us, and we're going to talk about how we're going to move forward. So thank you so much for sharing that, Allie. I remember feeling like that as a new coach too. So you're definitely not alone. Brittany, do you want to go?
Sure. For me, I think lately I've been struggling too with just letting the negative thoughts come in. And I really just think my biggest problem right now is just like, it's really hard sometimes and basically just caring too much about like what other people are thinking and letting their negative energy affect me, because I'm trying to like keep the peace or, make them, like me as a person, and like what I'm doing but it's like they don't really understand it, and especially like even like close friends and stuff, that's like what it's hard for me. It's just like trying, just to like keep the peace with them. But in reality, like what I really want is to like challenge them to think a different way and to like help make a difference in people's lives. So I need to remember that, and remember that, like, just because they think this way now doesn't mean they're going to always think that way, or maybe they will, but at least they'll respect my thoughts and my opinions, if nothing else.
No, and I love that. And I have something to say to about, but I'm going to come back to that when we talk about how we want to move forward. But, you know, again, I feel like there's so much I can say. I can just relate so much. I think all of us can relate of thinking about what other people think about us. And we want people to like us. That's a natural human thing. We need to feel accepted and loved. That's a natural response, you know? So then our next response is then to want to explain and sometimes over-explain and be like, love me, love this the way that I love this, you know? But I digress because I could talk about that for a while. But awesome. Thank you so much, Brittany. All right, Caroline, let's take it home.
I have two things. Can I have two things? Is that allowed?
Yes.
Okay. I guess one, and I'm gonna like use some of my psychology terms because I'm trying to practice them. So I guess like I have this like core belief that like I am a quitter. So I just kind of feel like when things get tough and I'm not making the goals I set for myself, I'm just gonna quit. And like I have that similar belief where like I feel like I've exhausted all the people in my network, or it's just not gonna work for me anymore. And I guess just so many of my past things. So I just kind of like, I'm like, oh, I just want to quit. And I just don't feel like doing this anymore. Recently, I've like really been letting what people think get inside my head. And it's funny too, because it's like, it's not even necessarily like anyone said anything. I just think about what I think they're thinking, which makes no sense at all. Or I also like, even if people bring up my Beachbody stuff and they don't even bring it up in a negative way, I automatically go to the defense. Like, they're like saying it in a wrong way, which is like not even true. And of course they're going to be like kind of taken aback and not want to talk about it anymore. And that's something I'm trying to work on. And yeah, so really my biggest things is like getting over the fact that like I don't have to be a quitter if I don't want to, and that kind of just not caring about what people think. But that's something I've been working on for about 25 years. So still working hard.
You'll get there.
Right. Yeah. So maybe you can do a call on that.
Yeah.
School all of us, please. No, I love that. And honestly, I think all of us, I think part of what I said, you know, when I started this call, you know, I think you guys all have part of that too. Which, you know, in one end, I guess makes us all a team for a reason, because they say like attracts like. But two, it's, you know, I think this is so natural and so real. But here's the thing. We could sit here and talk about our flaws. We could sit here and talk about all these nasty, negative things, right? But that's just going to keep us there, you know? And kind of the same thing I realize, the more that I sit here and stew and get frustrated and nervous about my future, thinking about a future that I don't have yet, like, you know, I'm like, that's not right. That's wrong. Like, why am I assuming that my life is going to be so much worse? Like, why can't we assume the other ways? So I want you guys, if you can, grab a piece of paper. I'm going to do this with you. And a pen. Okay. Let me know when you all, as Brittany and Allie walked away. I like see the space is like empty. Okay.
I'm going to type mine, but.
In one word, write what that limiting belief is in one word. And when you're done, I want you to flip it and show it. Okay? Or two, if you need to.
But
All right, you guys ready?
no, hold on.
One word, y'all.
I had to double check if quitter had two teeth. We're good.
All right, ready? Does this even show up this way? Is it, it's just backwards, right?
Yeah.
Anxiety. Caroline, spell it.
Quitter.
Wait, Allie, what's yours?
Questioning.
Questioning, failure, quitter, fear, doubt, anxiety. It's like that game, right?
Ooh, I like. You're so hip, Kate.
Yeah, right?
I don't even know where a pen and paper is in this house.
I know. All right. So that's our word. Now what I want you guys to do, I want you to pretend like we're going to write a sentence, and I want you to pretend like you're talking to your challenger. I want you to pretend like your challenger is you, and you're the coach, and what would you say back to them if they said, I'm going to use my example, I doubt that I will be successful. And I want you to turn that into a one sentence. Give me one sentence, like of an I am positive statement, or like a positive affirmation. I want you to turn that into a positive affirmation. You guys ready? All right, let's take a minute or so to do that. Or if you don't want to use I am, you are, but preferably I am.
Get that phone out, Kate.
Mine are mainly affirmations.
Are we just doing one?
I don't know, I just kept writing.
Okay.
With you. All right.
I wasn't following instruction.
If we can't read them, I am a fighter. I am worth it.
Why is my stuff backwards?
Mine's backwards too, Allie. It's okay.
But I can read it.
This anxiety and become stronger than I ever was.
It was the smart one because now we can read hers.
I know. Allie, what's yours?
I will be successful.
I will be successful. And mine, I am fearless. I am bold. I am confident. I'm strong. How did it feel to write the sentence after writing the word, or verse writing the word?
I hate saying like quitter out loud. Like I know it. It's always been something. It's kind of like a joke in my family. So I hate because I used to quit at everything. So I kind of hate saying that it actually bothers me. Admitting that the joke kind of gets to me and that it bothers me because I like to laugh it off. But so it's definitely hard to say. But I feel like, especially within this past year, everything I've accomplished, if anything, regardless of if it's Beachbody or what, I know that I'm a fighter.
I love that. What else? How else was it for you guys? Brittany,
I think it was funny. I just think what I was going to say. So I think it's funny because, you would say, oh, you're going to be great and do all these things. And you, mean that when you say that to someone else. But then when you, then you get these negative beliefs yourself, even though, you know that you can do it and you tell people they can do the same thing. But then you feel like, oh, I still need to doubt myself, even though I know that I can do it really if I try. And I've done it before. I've gone through, everyone goes through things and they get through them even if when they think they can't. So
I mean, that's something I would totally agree with because you always, I forget what I was going to say. You always give and stuff to others, and you're constantly taking care of others in different ways, and in this case it's taking care of them Beachbody wise, but you know, there's that saying where like you take care of others but you forget to take care of yourself. So sometimes you just need to be reminded and like put yourself in the opposite end of things and tell yourself what you would be telling someone else, I guess.
I totally love that. I feel like I have some fun ideas now. Kate, I loved your sentence. I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, my anxiety had started to get pretty bad maybe like a month or two ago, and I just kind of decided that that was what I was going to do. So I try to say that to myself like as much as possible, basically, so that I start to actually believe it and start to really make a positive change for myself. And I think just like saying it and writing it and admitting everything out loud just kind of really brings everything into perspective. And yeah, you can think it, but sometimes you need to say it out loud for yourself to really believe it and buy it. And I think that helps.
I think that's so true, you guys. And, you know, obviously a lot of this is easier said than done. But by doing all of this, what I wanted you guys to realize is that, one, we all know there's demons that live inside us. But those demons affect, I mean, not only our health, but they affect this business. And I literally, guys, this is my 2-year anniversary this month, like in just like a week or so. And as someone who's been doing this for 2 years, I feel like running this business is probably one of the biggest, excuse my language, mind fucks than probably almost any other job. And that's coming from Allie and I, who work in mental health. Because you're right. Yes, we take care of and we coach and lead others. But if we don't do that for ourselves, our business will just go right into the ground and stay there. And I wanted you guys to realize and remember how powerful and how freaking amazing you are, and how incredible and how amazing it is that we have the tools and the ability to work through that. And I don't mean just our workout programs, our shakes, and our meal plans. I mean, we have each other. And I don't know about you guys, but Beachbody gave me hope. When I didn't know a damn thing about coaching when Danielle said, yeah, you could do this as a way to pay off your shake. And I was like, well, F it. I don't really have an option. So yeah, I'll do that. But when I joined Beachbody, I was like, wow, guys, this gave me a reason to hope again in my life. It gave me a reason and like the permission to dream again. And it's easy to forget that. It's easy, whatever your why is, why you're here. Yes, you shared that with me, but you know, the reason why you keep showing up here tonight, despite your crazy busy schedules, taking away time from your friends, your family, your significant others, or your dog, like mine's trying to come into the room right now. Because you have to have hope and belief in yourself and hope and belief in this business. But it starts with us, and it starts with us being kind to ourselves. And I feel like I had to be transparent with you guys because one, I think we need to let these demons out, but we also need to fight them. We also need to know that we can stand up to them. And, it's like that. I love using this metaphor, and you guys have heard me say it before, but I'm going to say it again. It's like fear will always be there. Fear was one of mine, right? Probably that's why I love this metaphor. Fear is like that thing that tries to tell you why you're crazy, why you're bad, why you shouldn't do that, or why you shouldn't do this business. And so I love the saying that, you're allowed, fear can come with you in the car, but fear can't drive the car. Fear can't be the passenger. Fear can't sit, right behind you. Fear can't control the AC or the music or, be the backseat driver. Fear is allowed to sit in the farthest backseat with its mouth shut. But I can promise you for a fact that no matter what's going to happen, fear is going to be in that car. Might not be fear for you, maybe. It might be anxiety. It might be lack of success. It might be fear of what other people think. It might be quitting attitudes. That demon's going to be with you in the car, and it might, and not just in Beachbody and running this business, but it's going to be with you in all aspects of your life. So it's kind of funny because, you know, as I was dealing with this mindset, and my mind was taking me to crazy places of like, do I want to be here a year from now? Do I want to be here 5 years from now? And then I was like, you know what? You know, that saying of, you know, time will pass regardless of what you know, do. And I was like, my life wouldn't change. Like, I would still have the same issues. I'd be still dealing with the same mindset, the same fears, the same doubts, the same limiting beliefs that I am today. If I don't choose to believe, if I don't choose to hope, if I don't choose to work over them, if I don't choose to say I am fearless and I am bold and I am strong and I am amazing, because those things don't come naturally to us, but they also don't come naturally to our girls and our challengers and the people out there that are watching our story. So it starts with us complimenting us. So tonight, guys, what I want you to do, and however you want to do this, it's going to be your option, but then I want you to take a selfie and I want you to post it to the team page when you're done. But tonight, I want you to write down that affirmation, and you can draw it on your mirror with a Sharpie. You can do a Post-it, preferably a big one. I want this to be big. Like, it doesn't need to take over your house. I want this to be big because I want you to see this, and I want you to repeat this to yourself every single morning and throughout the day, every time you see it. So it needs to be someplace where you can see it, maybe on a fridge, maybe for me, I know not everyone has a little office like I do, but somewhere like right in front of you where you can see it. But I want you to write it down, and I want you to make it bold, or even put it on like an 8x10 piece of paper. Whatever you want to do, I want you to write it down, and you're going to take a selfie of it, and I want you to share it with the team when you're done. You like that?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's going to be our challenge this week. And Kate, you can share it to Caroline.
Okay.
Or you should just be in our team calls every week, and then you can keep sharing.
Okay.
Oh, that one worked.
All right, guys. Let me leave you with one last thing. I know I'm like beating a dead horse, but guys, personal development is what changed my life and changed my business for me. It didn't happen in the same month that I started, when I found the personal development that spoke to me. And let me also be truthful and say the personal development that changed my life back in November, now that I've re-listened to those 3 books 3 times now, it's time for me to find something new. I know it works for me, but I need some fresh content now. So, you know, you can't listen to You Are a Badass 8 times in a row and expect your life to change. I mean, God damn it, I hope it would at some point, but you can't listen to that for 1 full year, you know? So please, 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 you know, if you aren't already, plug in hard. And if whatever you're listening to, I gave Allie some awesome tips because something that I do too. I know we're about to get cut off, like YouTube, podcast, do it when play it while you're working out. You know, that's free time right there. Just turn down Shanti. He won't, well, Shanti's got some good positive affirmations right now, so maybe don't turn him down. But plug in hard, you guys. It starts with us. Starts with a belief, and get excited. If we can be excited to do our power hours and get excited to show up to do the work that we do, it's going to translate in all aspects of our life. So let's do that. Let's kick some butt this week and show me your picks. All right, guys? Yay. Thanks so much for jumping on, Kate. You guys have a great night.
You too.
Bye. Bye.